All right, guys. So I was recently made aware of a game currently in development called Fall of an Empire. This is only in demo format at the moment on Steam. You can actually play the demo, it is available. It is still very much in development. And I just thought, why don't we have a look at it? What is it all about? The setting is very Roman. It's got a strategy kind of campaign map where you manage provinces and cities. There are unique events that happen, diplomacy, espionage, all of that. And it's got a sort of like battle system that's a bit closer to the Paradox side of things, but still quite interesting to have a look at and enjoy. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have a close look at Fall of an Empire to understand what it is, what it's like. Let's have a look at the demo as well, and just to see if it's going to be worth keeping an eye on in the next coming months. It's supposed to be released in kind of Q3 2025, so in the next year and a half. So there's still plenty of time to go, but I think there's a lot of interesting stuff here. Definitely not quite a Total War competitor by any means, but there is something here that is worth at least keeping an eye on. So here we are on the demo, which is, as I said, currently available in the Steam. You can check it out for yourself. And this is essentially a preview of the campaign, the main grand campaign that's currently in development that will be available at release. So this is a very short preview for what's going to be available there. You can get a bit of a sense for the graphic detail and fidelity, the seas, the shimmering progress of waves, the coastlines, the islands, the mountains, the farmlands, the swamps. There's a lot of really nice detail here that I quite like, especially as I'm currently playing a lot of Rome 2 and Attila. This is just a really, really nice looking game compared to those. I mean, they look good as well, but this is just nice to look at. And I also just love that it's very, very Roman inspired. So what I'm getting, with cities like Histria, Siacorum and Columnata, lots of Roman inspiration here with the buildings, the units, the names of the people, and the seas, etc. It's just all very Roman inspired, and the setting, the narrative is very Roman inspired as well. So I think this is really taking inspiration from Imperial High, kind of, peak Roman Empire, where, there are lots of invasions coming from multiple directions, barbarians, hordes, looting and pillaging and getting in there and taking advantage of a bloated, powerful, corrupt empire that is losing its grasp on everything that it controls, right? And that's kind of where the story is set. Back to the demo though, and talking about the mechanics of what you can expect in the game. There is a population system, which is quite cool. Not a lot of Total Wars have that, do they? And it is actually kind of cool, interconnected with obviously how much tax you're making, how many units you can recruit, what kind of goods you're producing, depending on the resources that are available in that province, of course. You've got various buildings that you can build. I'm guessing the more population that is present in this city, the more types of buildings you have access to as well. As I said, there's a bit of an economy panel which shows you, how much maybe upkeep your armies are costing you in this city, what kind of materials you're building or kind of producing, wood, gold, iron. You've got luxury goods there as well as military goods that can feed into various trading networks with other provinces and kingdom. So there is a kind of cool economy system here, and there's a diplomacy system, as you can see, which is quite different to what we're normally used to in Total War and other strategy games as well. I think there is the kind of normal set of diplomatic options that you can engage with, embed a spy in this province, or kind of trade goods you're just getting access to, etc. But there's also a kind of narrative option to your diplomacy as well. It's kind of conversational, depending on where you are in the narrative storyline of the game. You'll have access to different types of dialogue options, etc., to understand the context or history of this province, the governor's motivations, how he is what is his relationship with the emperor, etc. And all of that matters. It all gives you a bit more of an understanding and how you can lay a path down your story as well in this campaign. And that's kind of what the preview campaign here in the demo is all about. It's giving you a bit of a flavor, a sliver of what all these systems are like. in a kind of mini narrative story. And the story is kind of essentially you are in control of a province, you're a governor, and your father's just passed away, you've inherited it, and you need to lead it in this kind of turbulent time of the emperor having wars in kind of distant lands with barbarians, other provinces that are kind of vying for power in this vacuum where he's gone off and been doing other things, and you're kind of stuck in the middle. Do you want to side with the emperor, or do you want to go against him and take advantage of other lands that he's kind of left defenseless, essentially, is the narrative. And you've got battles here as well, which I'm gonna just kind of very quickly talk about because it's nothing like Total War. Obviously, it's very 4X in that you can build armies of different types of units. I've only got spearmen here. Later on you get access to other units, but yeah, essentially the battles are in rounds. Each round has like 6 phases or something, 4 phases, and you get a shuffling of units that you can have in the main battle phase, or you can switch out with other units in reserve. And in each round you essentially kind of fight these units that are in opposition, and you can pick different options on the left there to help you with maximizing damage or defense, or bringing up your morale again, or shuffling units around to mix things up a little bit and take out your damaged units maybe in favor of newer ones, etc. So that's how the battles work essentially. The main event though really is the campaign side of things. You're following down this narrative, you're engaging with other governors and characters to understand the story, and you're choosing different options that will affect the outcome of how the story progresses, who you decide to choose your sides with. You maybe fund a rebellion in this province to take it over, you embed a spy to see how big their armies are or how much money they're making, kind of picking your targets essentially between different provinces as well as you expand. And through all of that, it gives me a lot of kind of Total War vibes on the campaign in terms of your empire management, economy, you're building a population, you're trying to get access to different types of resources, you're engaging in diplomacy, you're developing your cities, all of that. It's got a kind of really nice iteration of the Total War formula in a sort of basic way, and kind of putting the battles aside as well, because that's quite different and 4X-y and phasey, etc. It's not like really real-time or engaging or immersive at all. That's not the point. The point for me, the way I'm taking it is, it's got those Total War elements that make it quite interesting, strategic and tactical. Your decisions matter, but it's also got that RPG element, that storyline that will make each of your choices matter from a story perspective as well, all leading to potentially the fall of an empire, right? And that's essentially it for today, guys. So that's the kind of impression I'm getting from Fall of an Empire. It's slated for release, I think, in Q3 2025, if I remember correctly. And from this demo, essentially, I'm getting a good vibe. I think there are some interesting things to be optimistic about. There's a story here that is heavily inspired by Roman history, the fall of the Roman Empire, essentially, which I quite like. I think it's a great period of history to base a game on. And there's a lot here to enjoy. There's a lot here that I think is going to be quite interesting to see develop. And I'm very interested to see how the game is going to release next year as well. Highly recommend, if you're interested, to check out the demo. I've dropped a link to the Steam page in the video description below. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, give it a like, drop any thoughts or questions in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you think about Fall of an Empire in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel for more just like this, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.